Hey, YouTubers, we're talking about tools in your toolkit, what you're going to discuss when you go see your lawyer. All right. And we've discussed so far a will, power of attorney, medical, financial, joint ownership, husband and wife, survivors by the tenancy, survivorship, or with your tenancy by the entireties. Now I want to talk about your bank accounts. I want to talk about, this is Michigan, and it probably somewhat similar throughout the nation. If a banking institute, a bank or a credit union are chartered under state law in Michigan, then they're going to use the term p.o.d, payable on death. If they're chartered under federal law, a federally chartered credit union, a federally chartered bank, they're going to use the term transfer on death, t.o.d. Similar concepts. I don't know exactly the nuances of what the differences is between the federal law and the state law, but I do know this for you. Different terminology. I want you to think about discussing with your lawyer the advantages in your plan to consider putting your bank accounts as p.o.d, payable on death, to your 4 kids or whoever you want to go to in 25% shares. Or t.o.d, say, listen, how do I do transfers on death? I want you to talk about the risk of joint ownership. Well, can I just put my kids on the bank account? Can I make joint ownership? The ideal way is to avoid joint ownership, the child going on there, for a number of reasons. So we have mom with daughter on there. Not a good idea. If daughter hits the yellow school bus and she gets sued, they're going to claim that asset as the creditors who sue her are going to claim that property that's yours as hers. You might be able to beat them off, but you're going to have to spend a lot of attorney time on that, and you don't need that hassle. It may be considered a gift when you put her name on there. That may be a disqualifying transfer for Medicaid. Just think how simple it is and then you get into financial fraud, stolen identities. And you just made the target for the scammers twice as big. They can grab your identity or they can grab her identity and get access to that account. So think about this. No joint accounts, but upon death, you've converted that financial account with a beneficiary status, just like insurance. Upon death, you give them a death certificate, they pay out. So mom dies. Daughter goes over to the bank and says, here I am, here's a death certificate, I'm payable on death, I get paid. Got that? Now here's a little spin on that. This is in Michigan. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but it's in Michigan. Be careful, those banks are reading those obituaries. And mom has $20,000 in a bank, we'll call it ABC Bank. But mom has a credit card at ABC Bank for $15,000. Let me change that. Mom has $20,000 in ABC Bank, and she's got a credit card with ABC Bank with $30,000 debt on it. Daughter's payable on death. Mom dies on Monday. I will guarantee you Monday they will hear about it. That bank will hear about it, and Monday or close Tuesday, they will take the credit card debt and wipe out all of that account. You owe the bank $30,000 on that credit card. It's called a common law lien, right? And they will wipe out all of that. Use self-help, and there will be no money going to the daughter. No $20,000 going to the daughter because the credit card was $30,000. The remedy: you got a bank account at Chase, then have your credit card somewhere else. Okay. Now they never did that 20 years ago. Never did that. Now, if the bank would have gone through probate court and administered that through probate court, they wouldn't have gotten their credit card debt paid. Maybe. So they're bypassing the process that we've used to administer probate estates. And I just want to comment on that for a minute. The process is that the community, long ago when we were agrarian, we were a bunch of farmers. And typically the man would die first, and then he would leave a spouse, wife, and kids. So the community decided, the 1700s, the 1800s, when Michigan was a territory, they says, listen, we're not going to let these people die. They're going to go to the poor farmer. We're going to have to support them. What we're going to do is when the farmer husband dies, we're going to allow them to stay in that house for a year. We're going to allow them to have so much of the standing crops in the field, the corn, the vegetables. And we're going to allow them to have some chickens and a cow. And they stay there, and it gives them a year to adjust. That's been codified in the Michigan law, so that we have exempt property, family allowance, and homestead. So that when mom dies and has a spouse or has children, that credit card may not get paid, because we still are committed to that old concept to protect the children and the spouse from the fallout of a death. And that's the rules of the game. Now, you may not like them, but that's how the thought process is. There is a reason behind that law. So now, and if the bank is going to do set-off, you might want to find out about that. You want to discuss that with your clients, with your lawyer, and say, listen, lawyer, I'm going to do these PODs. I'm going to convert my bank accounts into insurance so that upon my death, there's no need for lawyers. There's no need for probate court to administer anything. You show that bank the death certificate, and they pay to Susie Smith, my daughter. Unless you got a credit card or you have a debt with that bank. Then they're going to do common law set-off, and they're going to wipe that out. So I want to alert you, POD is helpful. Transfer on death is helpful. It's a tool. Talk to your lawyer about, will that tool work for you? Do you have to worry about the bank's common law right of set-off because you got a credit card? And what's the lawyer think about that? That's going to make good use of that 20 minutes free. Squeeze 30 minutes from that lawyer. Call around. Plenty of people will give you a consult on that, and they'll appreciate it because your mind is thinking, and you formed the concepts of your mind. We don't have just lots and lots of words, and you're going to go there with a problem and ask the lawyer to kind of solve the problem. You may be a guardian trying to solve somebody else's problem, and I hope the tape helped. Seppi, was that clear?
Yes.
I combined, yeah, I got 8 combined there. I think that's enough. All right, folks. We'll see you. Don't forget to subscribe. I don't know if you have to even have this, and I went a little bit too far. You can cut that out. Don't forget to have you subscribe. It's my call out, and like, and leave comments below, and tell Seppi what a wonderful job she's doing. Thank you.